Hello, everybody. It is that time again. It is your lovely hosts, Infernal and Dragon.
Honestly, switched it up this time.
Yeah, top billing. It's not always just for me.
Mm.
Um, Hope you enjoyed your weekend up into this point, whenever you are listening, etc., etc. Shout out to our listeners from the UK and our listeners from Canada. They are our newly added regions, so golf claps for them.
The region across the pond
Uh,
and the region just north of us.
the people in the attic and the people next door. Um,
I heard you got,
so,
I heard y'all have lovely weather up there. I'm jealous.
so thank you for listening. We are definitely branching out. It is very exciting that that is happening. We are popping off a little bit more on Apple. So if you found us on Apple, awesome. If you found us on our main hub, which is Spotify, and then our third hub, which is Google, whichever, we welcome you. Hope you enjoy all the nonsense that is going on and whatnot. If you would like to catch up on all things that is the Dragon's Den, there is another 25 episodes. 26 when this goes live, because we've made another one. Uh, that's locked behind the subscription, but that also gives you access to the Discord, and all the other goodies that comes along with that. So if you want those extra 26 episodes, which is what, a solid day of content.
There are 24 hours in a day, so yeah.
If you decide you want to listen like a crazy person, I would not want to listen to us that long in consecutive order. I think, a weekly thing is nice. So a solid months of content available to you, just to listen and whatnot, go through, back, etc., blah, 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 and ramble. So that's all the housekeeping stuff. We're just going to hop on into it. So we got the updates for our games and whatnot. So we have First Descendant, which is in beta, in open beta right now. Is basically the weird love child of Destiny and Warframe.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I do know
Ha-
I'm wanting to go back to Warframe after the Apex grind, but good God.
have you tried First Ascending yet?
No, I'm not going to. Like I
No.
said, I'm playing Apex. Like, I don't have time to do other games.
You got
No,
time.
I don't.
You can make time.
No, I can't. I am not Kronos.
Mm.
I don't have time in my back pocket.
It's just called putting a back league on the back burner for a little bit.
That's the time that I need as part of the grind. I need my SP when it does show up, to get that skin.
I mean, let's
And
face it. Once Worlds comes out, like it's gonna be just endless league playing.
hopefully, bail on me. You still haven't even done your rank stuff yet. That's supposedly happening, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm already halfway done with it, with the skin, so I'm like just moving along and whatnot.
Yeah, because I think I've only done two, two of the games.
Whatnot.
I do need to get back on the league though, so I can try out Briar. Um, but it's just like so like I've been like just busy with a whole bunch of other games.
And then, as mentioned, Worlds is coming up. The play-ins start on the 9th, which is aggravating
10th.
because Monday 9th.
That was on
Wait,
the 10th.
nope, October 9th.
They lied to me.
Team BDS is playing Golden Guardians.
Man, they're one letter away.
Yeah, well, good thing they were. So yeah, because it starts.
Oh God, 12 a.m.
Yeah, 12 a.m.
Oh
They're playing for
God.
the last spot, if I'm not mistaken, for play-ins. Yeah,
Uh,
they're playing to see who goes against the Whales, and then they have to play through play-ins
oh
and then
geez.
knockouts, etc.
I don't even recognize some of these teams. Like Movie Star R7. BDS I do not remember, or Wales. I feel like I've seen Oyster before.
Anyways, yeah. So
Oh,
that's
hey, there's
what's
Talon.
coming. So yeah, and it would have been weird for them to start on a Tuesday anyway. So yeah, they got them on coming in on Monday. But yes, 12 in the morning.
Oh
Um,
God. And
gotta
looking at
love
the
it.
schedule, it's all early games.
It's going to be because yeah, they're in what's his face, um,
Asia.
in Asia. So
Because I know the finals is supposed to be in South Korea this year. I don't know where the quarterfinals and semifinals are going to be.
I do
Because I
know
because I
that
know that they tend to like go all around,
I'm
especially.
pretty much watching Bloods because I am at work on the road at these hours between games because they're starting at like 3. I'm on the road at 5 something, and so
So basically, yeah. So basically, you could have the game going while you're driving into work.
yeah, and so oh yeah, it'll those games will be starting roughly when I get into work and then ending. The first game
Oh,
ending about the time I wake up. So yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna be rough for the qualifiers.
Oh
Um,
yeah. No, these games are going to be rough. And then October 15th, which I guess is the last. Wait, is October? Wait, hang on. What's October 15th?
let's see. So based off of the schedule,
I'm
so
assuming that's the end of the
we'll have play
quarterfinals.
in groups, which let's see how many days is that gonna run. I'm not sure how many days that's gonna run. Yeah, because it looks like they're okay. So they're only playing 2 games at a time. So play ends the first 2 days. So going by that model, upper bracket round 1 and round 2 will be the 12th, and lower bracket round 1 will be the 13th. The
So it's
12th
like
and
the
the
fifth.
13th. So
So it's like the 15th, like rounding up the
it,
quarterfinals.
it might be rounding up groups.
Oh, groups. Oh, right, because they tend to have like the last two teams that could potentially make it.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's you got the upper brackets that have to play. Once the upper brackets are
Ooh.
settled, then you have to settle out the lower brackets, which are 4 matches. So,
Yep.
yeah,
And
I'm pretty
and
yeah. The
those
15th is probably gonna be in the groups.
and for those listening that do watch League of Legends Worlds, make sure you're ready for them pick'ems.
The real question is who's the music? Who's doing music this year?
We don't know yet. There are rumors that it might be ATs. Um, since it is in South Korea, so people are suspecting a K-pop group. Which I would not be mad about. Um, because I believe River mentioned that ATs was called like brought into Riot sometime this year.
Mm.
So potential,
Oh, we'll see. But, yeah.
but like I mean, it would make sense for it to be a K-pop group just because they are in South Korea.
Well, yeah, maybe one group. So I don't know. Give me your
I mean, if that's the case, hey, we'll probably finally get our League of Legends boy group.
probably not.
Yeah, probably not. But but if we did, then it's like, hey, people have been asking for that for a while.
Probably not.
Mm.
Because the
All right,
closest
fine.
we got to a boy group was
All right, they'll.
Pentakill,
All right,
and
they're going to give you the Yordle boy group.
now I want the Yordle. I want KDA Ziggs as the Demolitions. Like I just want the stage crew group.
The
That's what I want.
stage crew.
Yeah, I want the stage crew. You got Ziggs as pyrotechnics. You got Jaime as lighting. His turrets would be like the lights. You can do. Let's see.
Timo is the smoke screen.
Timo, yeah, Timo would be smoke. Um, or like
Uh,
let's see who else.
Rumble as props.
Yep, yep. He would. Yeah, he'd be stage crew. Nar would be security.
Oh God, that's one hell of a bouncer right there.
Yep, bounce off your head, and then now he's bigger. Uh, so yeah, just I want fun, like different kind of things. Like That's why like the cosplay ones were so much fun. Like Pengu and Fury Horn and Star Guardian Urgot. Like it's so fun because it's just so outside of the norm of a line.
Yeah. But yeah, so like we should hopefully be seeing more stuff for Worlds. Like so far, the only thing we know about it is well Renekton's skin, which, in my opinion, it looks better without the chroma.
Most things look better without the chroma, at least the
Ah,
starting one.
yeah, I mean there are some chromas that make the skin do look better, at least in depends on people's opinions, obviously. But God, like when I saw that Riot is doing that limited quantity digital, like I'm hoping that's a typo because good.
I didn't
Like
realize it was digital. I thought it was like a physical box.
there's two there so there are two versions. There is the physical collector's edition, which hang on, let me pull it up so I can actually give you the details. Load, damn you. Okay, thank you. So the physical comes with a 23 Tibbers, a actually kind of cool Renekton, kind of like a, I don't know if it's part of the box or if it's like a poster thing you can pull out. Had a Teemo with glasses and the World's Cup, and I'm not really sure what else that is. Um, and I think you also get the event pass with it as well. Yes, I hope you do. Uh, da, 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 da. And then the digital version is basically like emotes, an icon, the world's chroma for Renekton plus the skin, and then the event pass. But when on their site, when they were talking about it, it literally says like limited quantity for the digital and physical collector box. It's just like, why? Like, if this is not a typo, why is there a limited quantity for the digital version?
They've only made so many.
They made only so many codes.
Yeah, they only made so many codes.
Like that, like I understand Riot's trying to like make things rarer, in League, but at the same time, they are going about it such a poor way.
And people are still gonna buy into it like there's no one's business.
Which still dumbfounds me, especially with the most recent news about like if you are super unlucky, a $500 Little Legend that they're going. It's I think Dragonmancer Yasuo Little Legend that they're gonna be doing.
Like a figurine?
No, like in-game TFT.
Oh my Jesus! What a waste of
Yeah,
money.
right. Um, Apparently Riot's gonna be testing it in China first to see how it does, because like I don't know why.
Sounds like
And
a terrible
but
idea, but all right.
yeah, but I'm just like when I heard this, I'm just like I like Little Legends, like, but I would never spend $500 on one.
Yeah, no, that's too much money.
Right? It's
I didn't
like
even spend any on mine.
right. It's like we get lucky. Also, I think your Xbox turned on.
It's
Um,
never turned off.
well, I got a notification. It's like, hey, Dragon's online.
Yeah, no, this thing's just hasn't been off. It's super annoying. Microsoft is always trying to listen, but it's realizing that I barely use my Xbox anymore.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just so old. That's really the reason.
yeah. I mean, heck, like there's really been no reason to upgrade. I mean, yeah, there's like some nice games, but it's like most games nowadays, I cannot speak today.
Now
Oh,
these nuts.
oh Jesus. uh, Hate you for that, but yeah, it's like most games these days are coming to PC, so it's just like it makes more sense just to, if you like obviously if you don't have a decent PC to run some games and have consoles, then that makes sense. But most gamers these days try to get a gaming PC at this point. So it's like there's no point in going for a PS5 or Xbox Series X, I think it's what's called.
Well,
Well,
yeah. If it's if it's your first one, it's fine. But like, no one wants
mhm.
to upgrade. It's like, at that
Yeah.
point, yeah, there's no upgrading. But like, if it's like your console that you're getting for like, okay, like this is gonna be the console. It was like, cool, fine, yeah, get the next gen because it's still good. It's just there's
Yeah,
no point in me of going for, and because I have both, so I'm not sinking that kind of money into upgrading both of them.
yeah. It's like because like for me, it's like if I were to upgrade one, it would be the PlayStation because I've had this PlayStation for a long ass time, and like it would be nice to play Apex and other games without slow performance.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for Apex to have a cross save so I can just move everything to PC. But
Yeah,
that's never gonna happen.
I just want a super account merge. Just give me
Everything.
everything that I have, and like,
Your heirlooms on like
yeah,
what was your heirloom
my
on?
heirlooms on my Xbox account, which is stupid because it's like they're the same but they're not. So it's like they all recognize me as the one account, but I still have
One
three
only.
on different like things. So it's like
Yeah,
I
it's
got
so dumb.
my PS4, my main one, and my Xbox one, and then my PC one because I thought you'd be able to access, that one. No, you have to
Yeah,
start the fuck over. Um,
yeah, I know it's so dumb.
so
And I still haven't got my heirloom.
yeah, you still haven't gotten an heirloom, so that in and of
I
itself
want
is
my
rough.
heirloom, damn it.
Um,
I mean, honestly, it makes it worse since like my main's Bloodhound, and Bloodhound has an heirloom and a mythic skin. So I'm just like,
yep.
crap.
Yep.
I will need to consult Mr. Squish for that one.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Like the day that happens, like I'll be like, we must summon the almighty Squish.
The almighty Squish. And for our long-term
Oh,
listeners,
praise the Squish.
I don't know. Have we even like officially like talked about Mr. Squish?
I think he's come up a couple times, but we haven't really like fully like introduced him.
Uh,
The Lord and Savior.
the Lord and Savior, Mr. Squish.
Yeah.
So for all that are listening to this at this point, Mr. Squish is a tiny little gummy bear that I own. So
And it is
backstory of
tiny.
my life. One of my jobs that was shit decided it'd be a great idea to get us holiday bags instead of bonuses for us working the freaking
Yeah,
holidays.
for those that in the working world, we all feel the pain.
Um, so it's like, okay, yeah, instead of like giving us a little extra money for our time of being here on the holidays, they were like, oh, here's little goodie bags. It had like a like a polar bear, like the Coca-Cola bear like
Yeah.
style, a ruler
Uh,
with
a
a like,
ruler?
yeah, there was like a little plastic ruler. It had a little like spinning top in it, and then they on top of like along with the bags were the tiny gummies, like animals. I just say gummy because that is just like the best way to describe
Mm.
the
Squish.
consistency of what Mr. Squish is. And
Slime.
so yeah, but like also no.
Flubber.
It made closest flavor, and so obviously he was not in my original one. It was a different animal that I was originally given, but that animal was wanted by another coworker, and I was like, yeah, no, you can have him. It was like I want the bear, and so I was given a Mr. Squish. Now Mr. Squish has a interesting ability. For whatever reason in his design, he is able to land on his head or on his feet. So he makes a great flipping thing. And so he has been a part of the decisions of anything of importance slash struggle that we could not make up our minds between two things. We would summon Mr. Squish, who's the defender of the Wi-Fi. That is his job when he is not making life-altering decisions. And we flip for him, and he consistently always lands on one or the other. And so we were like, okay, cool. You are the thing. And what makes it better is that no one's actually regretted the result of of his decisions. So he's the wise one, and that is Mr. Squish. Also, he's
Oh,
old.
hail the Squish. Oh, I'm sure.
Um,
Like, you've had him for quite a few years now.
yeah, because I had him. I've been at my current job for almost 2 years. I had the interim for like 6 months. So it's been about like 4 years since
Damn.
I've had him. And for like a novelty like goodie bag like item, that's old.
Yeah. I mean, the fact, and like the fact that it's also survived like a couple moves.
Couple moves, car heat.
Oh, especially the car. Oh god, especially in
Yeah,
the
he
freaking
he didn't melt. So
hellhole of the state we're in.
yeah, so he didn't melt, which is also in and of itself crazy because that means like whatever he's made out of is some serious shit.
He'll never
He'll
die.
never die, at least to heat. He won't die
Yeah.
to heat. So yeah, so that is what Mr. Squish is and who Mr. Squish is. And yes, he will be making more decisions per usual, as is in his description.
Mm.
So
It is in his job description.
it's in his job description. When he is not defending the Wi-Fi / being commander of the Kaiju army, yes, he is making
God,
the wise.
all the
wise
ducks.
things. All of the ducks. Yes, that's a story for another episode. Maybe the subscription episode, I'll explain to you the duck army, the Kaiju duck army.
You would think you'd have a you'd have a Jeep with how many ducks he has.
Funny you should say that. There was a Jeep that also
Oh,
had
dear.
a duck legion in the dashboard, so I am not the only one.
Like, well, yeah, I don't understand why, but for some reason, like whenever I see a Jeep, majority of the time they will have just a line of ducks. I'm like, what started this trend with Jeep owners just having a line of ducks?
Couldn't tell you. I will not have a Jeep, but I will have an army of ducks. I do have an army of ducks. Not will have. I do have an army of ducks. So the actual topic of the day that we would eventually get to is story of the corruption in governments. Now, when I told Infernal this, he thought I meant actual things, and I was like, no, that's easily fixed. That's just a bunch of old people needs to stop having the job for so long. But more so of the unnecessary or convoluted ways that villains are portrayed to have infiltrated a like government officials or like control of said government officials, which allows them to be able to conduct their nefarious business or businesses, you gotta grind out here, without really any kind of pushback, because everyone knows they're doing these things, yet somehow no one knows why they're still running amok.
Like how they're allowed to like do this stuff.
Yeah. So I think it's just a lack of imagination on our part, given the fact that in discussion reasons, most of us do not have that kind of mindset. We don't have the mindset of how can I manipulate people into doing my bidding. And I said majority. I know they exist that do this. Just keep it in the comments. But you typically don't think like this, being like, oh, let me dig up some dirt on this particular, because there's always a weak link. So you always find that weak link. You dig up some dirt on them. You threaten the family, some cliche shit, whatever.
Not the families.
I think there just needs to be more creativeness. I think there needs to be more honest thievery. I need to work within the system to the point that they can't stop you, which I feel like makes your point even more apparent, that I have the ability to do what I want, all within the realms of the law. Like, they do it all the time on Wall Street. It's like within technicalities of stuff. It's like what you're doing is not necessarily illegal, morally incorrect, but not illegal. That's where I feel like more villains need to be written and how they need to be written, where, you know, a lot of their fronts aren't just fronts. They're like legitimate businesses that are like reporting their stuff or whatever. They know, they're like, hey, everything is in order. This is what we do, outside of things that obviously like break the law or whatever, you know, like drug running and like smuggling, stuff like that. But like, you could do like, oh, here's a service that may or may not do forgeries on the side, kind of like real GTA shit. Like, hey, here's a nightclub.
Damn, it all comes back.
You just so happen, because I am the ultimate drug lord. I feel like I did it absolutely perfect.
You heard it here first, folks.
That, you know, it's like, hey, here's my nightclub, here's my, you know, security service, here's my, you know, delivery business, whatever. But it's like, oh, what do you deliver? Oh, whatever, you know, the client asks, or whatever, kind of stuff like that, you know, things that people won't naturally look into unless you're looking for said illicit services. I don't know. That just
Check the basement of his nightclub. He has so much shit.
I got so much shit. I got cars. I moved.
He's
all
willing
the
to
cars
sell.
down there. Yeah, I don't drive half of them. Half of them I won. I didn't even want them.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one that drives most of the.
Like, you're the ones who will switch some things. Like, I need two things. I need my crotch rocket, and I need my armored luxury vehicle.
I need my crotch rocket.
Let me fly through the sky, or let me just bulldoze through a wall. That's all I need. Everything else is in between. Occasionally, let me ride my motorcycle. But after I got like the crotch rocket,
yeah,
I don't need my motorcycle as much. I would still take it just for like cruising reasons, but.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just fun to drive in GTA when you're, well, not being shot at, but you know.
I'm always being shot at.
Yeah, no, like, I really don't understand. It's like every time we go in, like, you're just immediately targeted.
Yep. Because they
normally
know.
I'm normally the one that does things.
Yeah, because they know they gotta take out the most powerful guy in the lobby, which is me. Usually it's me. Even Warwolf he had more assets than me, but I had more money than him, which means I'm, you know, higher ranked because like I could buy all of the assets that he has as well and still have more money.
Yeah, you have the money. Like that's what you got going for you.
Warwolf had fuck you money, and then as Magma put it, and I have no fuck you money.
No fuck you.
So
yeah. And then there was me.
And then there's you.
Broke at all times.
You're broke at all times. I feel like you really took to heart that statement of the money's burning a hole in my wallet, and you just can't keep it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what game. It's just like, hey, cool, this looks awesome. I don't have money. Crap.
Story of his life. Let's see. So, did you finish watching Overlord?
Bits and pieces for the most part, but I know what happens.
How much do you know what happens?
To be honest, this last season I watched, oh no, it's boring.
Was it season 3? Because season 3 was pretty boring because it was just a bunch of like.
It was season 3.
Well, that was the last season, so like.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work up.
Yeah, and like, I hate to say it, but season 2 is more memorable, and that's only because of you know what.
Well, it's more memorable because I think you are just repressed for God knows reasons why, and I think you need to get that fixed for future reasons. And yeah.
No, that's just more not repressed. That's just scarring.
Like I said, I think you're repressed to these kind of things, and you need to expose yourself to more of these acts And that one, because there's so much worse. Goblin Slayer exists. That's
Yeah, I know.
scarring.
No, I know, and I never continued that series.
I actually finished today.
Oh my god.
Um, there's only
Props
like
to you.
there's only like 2 episodes where it's like really like, oh, that's I can't
Really
unsee
bad.
that. I can't unsee that. It's still, yeah, no, it's a freaking gruesome anime. That's the point. But it's not even. So, but I feel like Ainz is like the pinnacle story of being a villain in the
Yes.
sense of how you're perceived. Because for all intents and purposes, he really was just kind of like, hey, I'm just
Chilling.
gonna try some shit. Try to figure out some things here and there and just worry about my people. You unfortunately have the audacity of trying my patience, and then that's when people start dying. Other than that,
Yeah.
it's really just a like, oh hey, like the adventurers, like when he takes them out, they raided his house.
Yeah, you don't bust into a dude's house.
Like you don't raid the place. Like what did you expect was gonna happen? Like
Like
did
that
you
moment,
really think someone wasn't going to be guarding the place?
that moment was just so crazy because it's like, oh, he's not a magic user, he's weak, and it's like, oh wait, let me take this off.
It's like, oh my bad. Yeah, I was like, hey, I'm not that ugly. The coldest line ever.
I,
He's like, hey, ever been so powerful that someone magically barfed? Like she
Right?
barfed out magic. That wasn't like the contents of her stomach. Now that was rainbow colored magic. She just barfed magic. Like this is ridiculous.
Learn the definition of barfing up rainbows.
She would have been doing good if she was barfing up rainbows. Now this is the aftermath of tasting the rainbow.
Oh god.
Is what happened to her. And then like when he basically usurped the the drug ring,
Yeah.
he wasn't doing that on purpose. He was just like, yeah, you guys are kind of in the way. Like I need you not to be around. Like you're just kind of in my way. And then so he removed them out of his way. Like I said, of course it's perceived villain because you're a villain when it's whoever the ops are. So yeah, like I think that was the best, and then Eminence would be second for me.
Yes.
How they wrote him, like he from the beginning is like, I'm going to do some shit. I woke up, chose violence, died, and then chose violence again.
Like the man had a plan.
I was a man with a plan, and
that also improvised quite a bit.
He heard the steps of make the plan, execute the plan, throw out the plan, at throw out the plan,
Yeah.
and just ran with it. But also, it's my favorite plot armor. This man made some shit up, and the universe was like, you're right, though.
Cool. It's like, cool.
The fuck?
It's like, this sounds good. We'll go with this. Wait, what?
It was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So by the way, it's real. Bitch, what?
Just casually spawns a criminal organization into that world.
Yeah, just be like, oh yeah, great idea. That's also one of the few anime that you need to watch both subbed and dubbed to get the full effect, in my opinion. You need to watch the subbed to get all of the serious moments to really hit and make you feel it in your bones. You need to watch it dubbed for all of the other hilarious shenanigans this man is pulling.
Yeah, no, I really do need to watch the dubbed. Like, I've seen clips from the dubbed, and I'm just like, that's great.
Fucking hilarious. When he's not being serious, dubbed all the way. And so it's like you need both in your life. And it's great. Let's see how
Like, dubbed anime has gotten much better.
Well, yeah,
Or
because all of the freaking voice actors aren't being shit on left and right.
yeah.
So they want to do the job. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to spring for a job opportunity if I know the target audience are a bunch of baby back bitches that are going to go to the internet and cry about it the whole time, which effectively determines if I'm going to be able to get work later. No, I'm not. That's not worth the risk. Like, only an idiot's going to do it. But now that we finally gotten to a point where people are just like, the answer is both. You do both, because God, I've come across some trash subs. Like, God, they picked the worst voice actors for it. And then
what was like the worst one you've heard recently?
recently, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of stuff. Like,
Fair enough. What was the last one you remember?
it was what was it? I literally blanked it out because it was like 4 seconds. I played it and I was like, oh fuck this.
Yeah, I'm out. Goodbye.
Let me see if I have the thing, if it's on my. Oh. The Disastrous Life of Psyche K Season 2. Horrendous.
Oh. Yeah, I heard the dub's a lot better for that one.
Absolutely horrendous. That was. But it's annoying because Season 2 is not dubbed.
Aw.
Season 1 is dubbed. And Season 1's great. Like, that anime is just so freaking funny. Like, it's definitely a millennial anime in every way, because it's just that deadpan, I hate everything about anything, and you don't understand the pain I'm actually going through because you don't know shit about shit. And just the fact that this man's literally running for his life from, like, one person that is the absolute epitome of stupid, and he can't get away from it. If that's not literally every millennial's nightmare, is that one stupid person that is just forever stuck in their life.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't get rid of him. He won't go away. With no lack of trying, because again, if you're too stupid to realize you're not wanted. But yeah, no, that's the worst one. And what was No Bliss? It was one of the webtoon ones that got turned into an anime. I'm trying to remember. That I don't know why they didn't just do it originally dubbed, because the original comic's in fucking English.
It wasn't God of High School, was it?
Was it God of High School?
I'm trying to think, because, well, at least the ones I can think of, there's God of High School, Tower of God.
I want to say, I think it might have been Tower of, no, not Tower of God. Tower of God's fine. It might have been God of High School. Unordinary needs to get an anime.
I'm trying to think how that would go.
Fantastically. That's how that would go. There's enough magic, like, base, like, anime out there. It's not like it's gonna be super off base, but, like, it would go freaking fantastically.
Yeah. Honestly, God, I'm just way too behind on Ordinary.
Oh, I'm beyond behind. I think I'm so far behind that I think at this point I can only read one episode a day.
Oh, damn.
Like, I think, because once comics hit a certain age, that's the only way you can read them.
Really?
Yeah, if you haven't been caught up, it's the daily pass, which is just one episode a day. So you literally have to wait to get through everything.
When did that become a thing?
I think it's always been a thing, but I've always been caught up with most of the ones I was reading. So I never got to the point where I got so far behind in it that I didn't realize that the older episodes are on, Daily Pass.
Like, because I remember when I started on Ordinary, like, I was, obviously, like, there was a good amount of chapters out at the time, but I don't remember that being a thing.
Yeah, so There was one, Mom, I'm Sorry. That one's on Daily Pass now. What was another one I was reading? For a while. Let's see, what's another one? I forgot. No, not that one. I think it was someone I finished. Noblesse is on Daily Pass now. So yeah, a lot of the ones that are like, I think is Uncommon's on it now. Nope. Yeah, a lot of the older ones are on Daily Pass. Yep. God of High School is now.
Hmm. I know that because like obviously I haven't. The most I know about God of High School is what got animated, but like from parts I saw that apparently happened later on, apparently a lot of stuff goes down. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I got to get back to Seven Fates, which apparently is on Daily Pass now.
So it sounds like a lot of these series have got like become Daily Pass.
Yeah, a lot of that. If like, yeah, I don't know what like does it specifically.
It might be like the time frame of how long they're on like the platform,
Maybe.
and then after so much time, like it turns into a daily pass type thing.
Yeah. So I couldn't tell you, but yeah, no, it's happened a lot around, especially the ones I'm reading. Let's see, is Honorary on it yet? Nope, it's still good. I left off on episode 183, and it is currently on episode 316.
Oh my god.
Last updated on the 20th. So yeah, I'm like super behind on it. But like I also have that thing where I will do I'll like I'm like reading 3 like every time it comes out, or like every other or so, and that's why everything else comes like out the woodwork, because it'll be like, oh, I'm watching this, and then like I'm in the mood for that, but I don't have anything to continue on it, and so I have to wait, and then that time the next week comes along, other stuff's happened, I'm in the mood for something else entirely, and so it's hard for me to circle back to a lot of the stuff I want to, and then I also keep adding shit, so that doesn't help. Like I've added the Ancient Magnus Bride to my anime watch list.
Oh, that's a series I need to get back to.
A series called Blackout, and then the Testament of Sister New Devil is another one. And
oh,
like,
Jesus.
At same as like I'm trying to finish. I need to finish my Isekai Life. Gained a second class. I'm watching Bleach. I'm trying to get through Jujutsu. Like this season is ass. And the only thing I've heard about the current season for Jujutsu is what people look like.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything else. Hadn't seen like, oh, it was like, oh, like, you know, this fight or this fight. No, it's just been like, hey, everyone's fiending over this character. And I'm like, all right.
I'm surprised you haven't heard anyone talk about the last episode.
Nope. It's just a bunch of thirsty bitches.
Weird. Like, yeah, the last episode, like it had a decent fight. Like, obviously, it wasn't like a super crazy fight, but like, still decent.
Fuck fights. What story?
I mean, it did add to the story, and a lot of the big fights are coming in the coming episodes.
Okay, so it's like, yeah, like first 3 are very, very like meh, like very, very blech, and I'm just like, all right, this is
Blah blah blah.
This is very blah blah blah. Yeah, not it, not the move. So who knows? Maybe like I'll get through it, but it's not going fast. And then we all know how I feel about Bleach. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do feel like part of the reason, like, I really wish like they would have had edited the final arc for the anime instead of like like they have added some stuff that wasn't in the manga, but for the most part they are following the manga, which I feel like is what's kind of hurting this final arc because the final arc was rushed due to the whole Shonen Jump Kubo thing, which that yeah, that did hurt the story. And obviously you've had your complaints about it, obviously. But
Another one that I need to figure out where the fuck I got left is Fairy Tail.
oh Jesus. Hey, we're getting a new Fairy Tail anime soon.
Well, I gotta finish the other ones because it's like, which is weird because isn't there like literally the last season was called the final season?
It was. Yeah, it was called the final season, but I feel like the reason why they called it the final season was because like they didn't think the next series would be animated. Because I think at the time, I don't think the creator of Fairy Tail was working on Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. Because that's what the next series is called. I don't think they were working on it yet. Speaking of sequels, another Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of the Apocalypse is gonna be getting anime.
It's just the next one in the trifecta, well, the fecta, I guess at this point, because it's just we've just been going through a bunch.
Yep. Well, because the Knights of the Apocalypse is supposed to like focus on their kids for the most part.
We're already doing their kids. That's Grudge of Edinburgh. That's the start of their kids.
Was that a movie?
It's yes and no.
Hmm?
Like, yes, it's the movie, but it's just like the other ones where it's like, oh, they put like a bunch of episodes into a movie. Like, it clearly is continuing the story along after. Like, so, yeah, part 1 and part 2 of Grudge of Edinburgh. And then the same like with Cursed by Light and all the other, you know, Demon's Judgment and all the other seasons, etc. Like, yeah, they're movies, but like it's all within the next timeline of what's happening.
Yeah, I need to check it because like the one movie thing I saw, like I didn't like the animation they chose, so I didn't watch it.
So yeah, so
it was like really bad 3D animation, and like I hate it when studios do that.
I have no idea which one you're talking about because all the animations look the same to me.
That's concerning.
Like obviously you can tell like they got like updated in like quality or whatever. Like I guess Edinburgh would be more 3D-ish, but like it's not like Gantz, which is actually 3D anime.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, it was this one. Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of the style they chose.
Well, get over it. You need the story. You need to know what the fuck's going on because holy fuck.
Yeah, no, I do need to get caught up. I especially need to know what's going on with Arthur in the in the whole Knights Apocalypse. I'm just like, Arthur, what's wrong with you?
A lot.
Oh, I understand he's freaking chaos, but still.
You know what's wrong with him? Fucking Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin is not
Merlin is literally stirring this pot like there's no one's business.
She's cooking.
This is the one you don't let cook. Don't let her cook.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Yeah, so. Yeah, but like, yeah, the kids, the two main kids, because, well, that's the only ones that would happen because everybody else is, you know, unable or not around.
Wait, what?
So,
because I know Meliodas and Elizabeth have a kid. Yes. King and Diana have a kid.
They're having a kid.
I thought they had a kid already.
I'm pretty sure the kid hadn't shown up yet. because their kid does not show up in either of the parts. So either they're not around yet, or they're just non-existent.
Okay. And then of course Bon and yeah, his kid.
Bon and Elaine.
Yeah, I couldn't. Her name like escaped me for some reason.
Oi, someone's being kidnapped.
Wait, what? Who's being kidnapped?
Apparently property, because that was a tornado warning.
Oh. Okay. Like, I know I've been hearing thunder for a while. I didn't think it was like an actual tornado showing up.
Yep, no, that property's being kidnapped.
No place like home. No place like home.
So, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And then obviously Gother doesn't reproduce.
Well, yeah, he's a doll.
He's not a person.
He's a thing.
And then, yeah, so that's everybody. So.
Yeah, and I'm way too behind on Seven Deadly Sins.
I hilariously accidentally ruined an event for my coworker because I was not expecting him not to be caught up. So he's like, wait, what? And I was like, surprise.
Surprise. Sorry.
I was like, surprise. Like, wait a minute. How are you not caught up? He's like, I was like, where? And he's at the end too. That's the annoying part.
Aw, so close.
So like he said he left off when Meliodas came back as original Meliodas.
Okay, so fully back.
Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, well that's the end. That's when things start to hit the fucking fan and answers start to come the fuck out.
Oh yeah, no. Shit hit the fan so quickly.
We went from oh fuck to oh shit to okay, I just quit.
Yeah, it's like I'm done. Goodbye.
We're done here. So yeah.
Seriously, like going from the whole demon angel shit to chaos, literally.
It was it was demon angel shit to chaos, but like the demon angel thing was the reason why chaos was like in quote unquote in check the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, we're getting rid of you, and he's like, ah, it's my turn.
It's my time.
I'm just waiting for this thing. But all right, so it is that time, everybody. Would you rather? And for all of our new listeners, this is the time of the show where we go to the Would You Rather thread on Reddit and figure out which ones we rather. All right, out the gate, which one would you rather do naked?
Oh, dear fucking God.
Your first date, The Bachelor, go shopping, play at a playground, or go to a shooting range. One of these should not even be an option.
The playground one?
Yep, that's concerning.
Yeah, no, like, God. Bachelorette.
So, naked bachelor?
Yeah.
All right, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're all weird. Like, the fuck?
I know they're all weird, but like, that's national TV. You said you'd rather be naked on national TV.
Yo, well.
as the main individual. Because I'm assuming,
Yep.
yeah, you would do The Bachelor naked. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm doing a first date because you can choose to do a first date somewhere secluded. You can do Naked Spaceman. And not be and not be in like immediate danger of being sent to jail. So we're doing that. All right. Next up we have is if you were.
Who put the goddamn playground on there? Like, what the fuck?
It's the same, dude. But yeah, no. Like, why would you put that on there? That's weird.
Like, good God.
All right. You are sent to prison for 5 years. Who would you rather have as your cellmate? Here are your cellmates: Bill, an old man who doesn't talk much but wakes you up at night from his frequent masturbation.
Oh, dear God. Bill, stop it. You have
Chad.
nothing left in the tank.
He's big and strong and will protect you from other inmates, but only if you give him a blowjob once a month.
Oh dear God.
Hey, you gotta pay for those protection services. Marcus. He'll be your personal trainer and help you get into shape, but only if you join his prison gang. Jimmy. Friendly and is willing to play games with you, but screams at night because of hearing voices sometimes. And then there's Bob, who's an overweight, middle-aged man who otherwise is quiet and friendly, but say something wrong to him and he'll beat you up. Who are you picking?
Going with Bob.
You're going Bob?
Yeah.
You're going the fat and middle-aged white man that if you, for whatever reason, say something he don't like, you get, sat on?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm going with Marcus. Cause
that was gang one, right?
That's the gang one. That's pretty much
Yeah,
what happens in prison.
Yeah, that was the other option as well.
You gotta join a gang.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably the safest option.
Yeah, you'll be in shape too.
Yeah. I can think of someone who would choose the second option.
Well, obviously. Oh, here's an interesting one. You are trapped in a time loop and have to repeat the same day over and over again, but the longer you do, the more powerful you become. How long would you prefer the time loop to last? 2 months. You don't get shit. 2 years. You get the ability to use light telekinesis to move small objects with your mind. 20 years. You get telekinesis and clairvoyance. 200 years. You get all of the above, plus telepathy and teleportation.
200 years, though.
After 2,000 years, all of the above, plus mind control and invulnerability. And if you just kind of stay in there until an undetermined amount of time, you immediately become nigh omnipotent, but you can't manipulate time or exit the time loop.
And is there specifications as to what the time loop is?
It's the same day.
Okay.
Notes. Let's see here. Everything resets every 24 hours. Only your memory is preserved through repeats. You get the powers immediately, but in a weakened state except for nigh omnipotence. You reach 100% of their potential when you are halfway through the time loop. You keep the abilities after the time loop ends. So you'll keep all your abilities after said amount of time has passed, and you'll get late powers immediately, but you gotta build up to them.
Oh, that's a long time. Like, especially the fact that you remember everything. Like, most people would probably just, like, have a mental break at some point. What was the longest amount of time?
What?
What was the longest amount of time? 200?
Indefinite.
An indefinite time loop?
Yeah, you're just in there.
Then you never end.
Exactly. But you become omnipotent. You basically become a god.
Yeah, a god of a single day.
Isn't that technically what a god being is anyway?
Yeah, but they have more time than a single day.
They don't have a concept of time.
I'm going to go 200 years.
All right, 200 years for telekinesis, clairvoyance, telepathy, and teleportation.
Yeah, give me that 200. I would probably lose it around 150, but
don't give me any powers. I'm getting the fuck out. My time blends in one day as is. I don't need it actually being one day. Fuck that.
Oh, so fun.
That is, yes, fun. I could do shenanigans. Since we were so rudely interrupted by the storm at the end of the episode, I am just going to fill in. Thank you for supporting us up to this point, and we will see you next time.